In the U.S. and some other parts of the world, private companies take oil and coal and gas out of the earth, claim it as their own, and sell it for as much as they can get. In a capitalist society, we hardly give that much thought. But now that energy prices are rising and people are having difficulty heating their homes or gassing up their cars, maybe we ought to think about how we do things. In some places, the Earth's minerals are not considered to be the private property of anyone. They are considered to be part of the bounty of the Earth, and the government distributes fuels that are made from the Earth's minerals. Capitalists think that is evil for some reason. The odd thing is, we don't treat all natural resources the way we treat oil. We treat water entirely differently. In most places in the U.S., water is thought of as belonging to everyone, not just to a few companies. The government distributes water to people, and as a result, water is inexpensive and everyone has enough water to drink. What would happen if private companies took over the Earth's air or water supply, just like they have taken over the oil supply, and charged people who wanted to breathe or drink? Sounds like something out of a science fiction film, except that it is happening all around the world and even in the U.S. Private companies are taking over the distribution of the Earth's water. How can they get away with this? It's just the latest manifestation of what we have come to know as privatization. Governments are doing less and letting private companies do what government used to do. In some cases, like providing water, there is only one set of water pipes, so the government had a monopoly. The private companies that provide water will also have monopolies. So, private companies with monopolies over water will be able to drive the price of water higher and higher, just like private monopolies always do. Someday people may have to decide whether to save for their kids' college education or pay the water bill, just like they have to decide today whether to pay the gas bill. Someday people may have to beg for water. People can't live without water. There isn't any good reason to let private companies make money from selling water. The government has done a fine job of it for as far back as anyone can remember. Water is cheap and clean and plentiful. So why change to private companies? Because private companies can pay bribes and kickbacks and make contributions to the politicians who don't get any of that money when the government supplies water. Privatization of water is just getting started in this country, and already plenty of these crooked deals have been discovered. So, if it works better to have public waterworks than private water companies, why don't the people who elect the politicians insist that we continue to treat water as the natural resource that it is? And for that matter, why don't we start treating other natural resources, such as oil, like natural resources? Because that would be evil. Somehow, I guess.